everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. I hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing the Spider-Man Home Trilogy, a part of the MCU, and what it really does mean, as a new reveal from the director, Jon Watts, has recently come forward to kind of reveal what it means. So, that there being said, we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. In this video, we are going to be taking a read from the direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As a read, the director of Spider-Man No Way Home just confirmed what fans have suspected about the threequel's ending, especially and specifically. Tom Holland's latest outing as Peter Parker saw him team up with both Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as their respective Peter Parkers, as the trio took on 5 different supervillains. But on top of that, by the film's conclusion and end, audiences finally had a classic Spidey in the MCU. This webhead was mostly on his own, living alone and poor in New York City. It's Peter Parker versus the world, just like audiences have kind of come to love from the comic book origins. That there all being said, Jon Watts has come forward to confirm the real meaning of No Way Home's conclusion and ending, and even for what that might mean for the future of the webhead in the future of the MCU. The Spider-Man No Way Home, the art of the movie book, just landed on shelves worldwide, and in it, the film director Jon Watts confirmed what audience always suspected about the ending of the movie. It ends at the beginning. Jon Watts had remarked that the idea going into the third installment was always about how doing something audiences hadn't seen before with Peter Parker specifically, saying that, in quote from the book, "When we were doing Homecoming, the discussions were always about how we do something that you haven't seen before with Peter Parker, that steers you down a couple of different paths and leads you to doing things like having his best friend find out his identity, and having his aunt find out as well, and then at the end of the last movie, having the whole wide world find out." Ending that quote right there, of course, into a reference of what we saw at the end of Far From Home, and also with No Way Home as well, honestly, thinking about it. He goes on to confirm that after these 3 movies, the whole trilogy was just them really taking their time, telling Tom Holland's Spidey's origin story, saying that, in quote from the book, "So that was a fun thing to play with these new aspects, but in the end, it was nice to be able to have everything closest into, at its essence, the simple story of Spider-Man, the character. We just really all took our time telling the first issue of Spider-Man, that origin story," ending that quote right there, really calling this entirety of this trilogy. I love the way that he really had worded that at the start of it, saying that the conclusion of No Way Home was the end of the beginning, and that now for the future of Spider-Man in the MCU are really going to get going, and we are going to really see this character begin to really take off, and that we're really just getting started. So since No Way Home initially hit theaters, fans had speculated about this extended origin story, thinking that the film ended where most of other Spidey movies start, with Peter broke, living in a rundown New York apartment and under the guise of anonymity. And this is Jon Watts officially confirming that the movie's ending also acts as a conclusion of the web-slinger's MCU origin story. Of course, having left out the spider bite and Uncle Ben and all that out of the origin story as well, because we've already seen that so many other times. Marvel Studios head of visual development Ryan Mendering also shared how he was super excited to design Peter's new suit on the film's final moment, something the hero will seemingly carry forward with him into the next set of wall-crawling adventures. The artist noted that the overall look is a little bit influenced, of course, by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's suits, now confirming that, pinning that after 3 movies and a few team-ups with the Avengers, the MCU finally has a fully fledged Spider-Man, somebody that's more developed and more wiser even at that, saying that, in quote from the book, "It's a classic red and blue suit with a spider that feels more grown up, a little bit influenced by the spiders that we saw on Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's suits. The journey that he's been on, the pain that he's been through, losing both Tony Stark and Aunt May, and then losing his friends at the end, has allowed him to get to a place of where he's not just the friendly neighborhood kid Spider-Man. Now he's more of a grown-up Spider-Man. He's owning that identity in a more stronger way. It's such a big movie, and ending on something that feels right, it feels like it's earned. Now we have a fully fledged Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe who is a classic," ending that quote right there. So this year all being said, what will Spider-Man 4 bring to the table? What can we anticipate and expect to see with the future of Spider-Man in the MCU? Tom Holland's first 6 appearances in the MCU were basically basically the longest live-action origin story ever told for the character, and it's what makes this particular take on the hero really so unique. With that in mind, it would be incredibly disappointing if it was the end of the line for him. Thankfully, that's not the case, and we're really just getting started. While Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland will happen, development on the highly anticipated sequel is stalled due to the two simultaneously strikes affecting the film industry currently. No official release date is known, of course, but recent reports may suggest that July 27th of 2025 is when the next installment will drop, bearing any delays, of course, though. However, when these strikes do end, I hear that they plan to begin pre-production full-fledged. Fans are still speculating about what Spider-Man 4 could really even focus on, but many are really hoping to see Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin and Charlie Cox's Daredevil become involved in some way or another. Others are advocating for the MCU to start introducing Miles Morales to the mix with everyone, with the appearance of Donald Glover's Prowler in Across the Spider-Verse being a key stepping stone as well. This year all being said, as I had mentioned, we're just getting started with Spider-Man in the MCU, and there's so much more to come here for this character, and I am beyond excited as he's one of my most favorite. I think I speak for everybody out there. He's everybody's favorite. This year all being said, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you want to see with the future of Spider-Man in the MCU? I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Have a great one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.